'cause I'm dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. I'll be holding you tight.
Come on.
And there's nowhere in the world I'd rather be.
That's crazy. That's such a
Than
dope.
here in my room, dreaming about you and me. Bow, bow, bow.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Paula DeAnda, and you're watching On That Note with Shawn, Stockman.
Welcome, everybody, to On That Note, the podcast where we speak the language we all understand, and that is music. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what it's about today. Now, today, my guest is a beautiful and talented woman from the Lone Star State who shared the spotlight alongside Nelly, Baby Bash, Frankie J, and Shad Moss, the artist formerly known as Bow Wow, for those of you guys who don't know.
Those are on the paperwork.
Yeah, exactly. She's worked with music biz legend Clive Davis, who signed her to her first major record deal. And still, after almost 20 years in the game, she's still doing her thing. She's a singer, songwriter, and actress, ladies and gentlemen. Label owner, shot caller, boss, all of that. Ladies and gentlemen.
What an intro.
I'm just saying. I'm just speaking all facts. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the beautiful Ms. Paula DeAnda.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the intro. And yeah, it's really nice to hear those
Have you ever had an
things that
intro
you've
like
been
that?
doing. I don't think so.
No, you know, I did my research.
You
I did
did?
my homework, and I was intrigued by just your journey. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but I was really fast. I was like, wow, like, oh, girl put in work, man.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna get to it. But first, again, this is about music. This is about songs, about artists that inspired you to be the artist that you are. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we need everybody here today. Do us a favor, and everybody that's watching or even listening. Okay, close your eyes. I want everybody to close their eyes, and let's start at the beginning. Okay, I'm your therapist. All right.
Okay.
Jonathan
It's
puts on a trance.
1995 in San Angelo, Texas. All right.
Okay.
You're about 6 years old, if I'm not mistaken, when you discovered your love for singing. Right? What was being played in your house? What were the voices that inspired you?
Man, going
I need Shawn to
back.
come over like at 10 o'clock at night and just put us all to
Right?
sleep.
Going back
gotta
in
have
Dip my
time.
toes in the water.
I feel like it would have been something my mother was probably playing.
You can open your eyes now, Paula.
No, I'm really going back.
No. She's zoned out. That's
I'm
good. This is
meditating
good.
now.
This is good.
She's in the trance.
Yes.
No, I feel like she had this 3-disc, really long, like CD. It was like 3, I think.
Oh yeah, the multi-disc player.
Yes, it was like a purple.
I've had one of those. Yes, I'm that old.
I don't know which one it was, but it was like, it's a raining man, hallelujah, it's a raining man.
Okay.
That was definitely on there.
Let's go.
And then, believe it or not, because I grew up in West Texas, I listened to a lot of country. So I was listening to like Jody Messina, Leanne Rimes, Martina McBride, Leanne Womack, like if you know any of those.
No, I do.
Okay.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them.
Yeah. they're all-
So I listened to that, and I sang a lot in church. So I was a choir girl, and I auditioned for a boys and girls choir too. So they had me singing in different languages, and whatever songs we had to do. We had to learn to read the music and all that.
What
So
languages
it was like
did you sing in?
probably Hebrew and
Hebrew?
those type of
Okay.
Latin. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, Selena is also from Texas.
And Selena. Yes.
Yes. Was she a big inspiration?
Definitely. So to this day, I don't speak it fluently, but I love the music and I can memorize the lyrics. And just hearing those songs, I think I was 10 when I first recorded a demo of one of Selena's songs. So, yeah.
So I think we should do this instead of you telling us your favorite Selena song. Sing it.
Oh, really?
Sing the hook.
My favorite. Okay. Sheesh. There's a few that I like.
Brian
but
put you on the spot.
I
not
know,
me.
I
Just
know.
letting you know.
I teed her up for this. I talked to her for an hour yesterday. I said, I'm going to put you on the spot today. We've
Okay.
known each other for so many years.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No me queda más que perderme una mismo de tristezas y lágrimas. No me queda más. That's one of the ones that I like.
I don't know what she said, but it didn't matter. It sounded beautiful.
And I gotta refresh myself on those. But obviously there's the Dreaming of You. You know that one.
Yeah. I'll be dreaming. Yeah.
Of you tonight.
Yeah.
Till tomorrow.
Yeah. Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Beautiful song. Beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Like, just a beautiful career. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
they got a beautiful family too. You know, I've gotten the chance to know the family over the last several years, and you know, her sister Suzette is just incredible. And I think you got to meet her at the event. So we do an annual event with the LA Chargers, and Suzette came out. She did not the national anthem. She did the halftime show for us. She performed a couple songs, and her family is awesome. I remember going down there to Corpus Christi.
Yes,
and,
Corpitos.
Yeah, I was in Dallas, and I was like, you know what? I've never gone and done the full Selena experience, Shawn. Yeah. And
what? You had never been to the museum?
I had never been there. And so she'd always been telling, come down, I'll take you. We'll do it my way. And so, you know, it was in Dallas. My brother lives there. Went down to Corpus Christi and got the private tour, and the studio that you're talking about where Dreaming of You was recorded, you know, they take you through that, where she was recording that, which was the last time, you know, she'd recorded a song before she was untimely, let's just call it what it is, murdered. And then her sister took us over to her gravesite, which she's like, I don't ever go here, Brian. She's like, I'm taking you here for you because I love you, but it's too hard for me to be here. And then kind of took us through where they grew up, and it was just super cool. You know, she's such an icon, and it's so weird to say that because she died, I think she was 24 when she, you know, kind of like Tupac and Biggie. I just
realized, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
24.
Very young.
So young. You know, I was telling Suzette one time, I was like, you know what, it's interesting. It was like, I think Eazy-E was 93, Selena was 94, Pac was 96, and something like that. It was like 4 or 5 straight years where we lost a legend like every year at a young age. So great family.
It's crazy because we've spent so much time in Texas, the guys and I, like starting off in our career. Like, I mean, we've been to Corpus Christi, Beaumont, like all those little cities, like you know, not just the major ones. And it's so crazy that we've never run into Selena. Yeah, that's crazy. Like because we would do kind of like the same festivals and shows and stuff like that, and we never had a chance to actually meet her or anything like that, man. It was
no.
My mom had a really cool run-in with her. She was at a bar, she said someone came on stage and started singing. It was Selena. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
I wish I would have been there.
Tell us the story you remember. So your mom's where in Texas?
Yeah.
These visual journeys are awesome.
I feel like she was definitely, it was San Angelo, actually.
Okay.
My hometown. And she said they were at a bar and she heard somebody singing. She sounded amazing. She looked up and it was Selena.
That's crazy.
Was she singing one of her own songs?
I'm sure she was probably, you know what it was? Probably Los Dinos. Something from Los Dinos at the time.
So that was the band, right? So her family had a band, Selena y Los Dinos, and it was the whole family. Her brother was the bass player, and her sister was the drummer. It was a family business.
I look forward to speaking to them too.
Yeah, we'll get Suzette on for sure.
Yeah,
Suzette,
we'll get on the pod.
You're on.
Now, there's rumblings about a remake of La Bamba.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Yeah,
La Bamba.
that was a very well done movie that I saw years ago. The Gentleman,
Lou
Diamond.
Phillips.
Diamond. Yeah, that started. It was really, really great. And honestly, one of the things that kind of freaked me out about going on private planes.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. Like when that movie came out, like the private plane thing.
That was like a crop duster, though. That was.
I know, but
well,
I would call that a private plane.
We were kind of like, ugh.
Back then, that was the private plane. You know?
Yeah.
Did you feel a way? Obviously, La Bamba was big for Latin culture, right? So was Selena, big for Latin culture. Still one of those movies people watch. But do you feel like it's one of those movies that should be remade, or they should just leave it alone?
Selena?
No,
or
La Bamba.
I would love to see that. I think anytime you can give a spotlight to the Latinos and the Latinas, you know, I think that's amazing because I feel like there's a lot of history that doesn't get to be seen, especially by the youth now, you know? Right. So it's like when they bring it back, you're like, there's a new song. Like, no, this has been out. This is like history that they're just putting back for you guys to see and hear and live it again.
It's
So,
a refresher. And just like you said, it was, I mean, Ricky Valens was a very important part of the Latino like culture, as well as, I mean, I hate to put it even into those narrow categories, because he was rock and roll, man.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
And music
like,
is music. It
yeah, music is
transcends.
music.
Yeah.
So, and he made a record that is global and will live forever. And that's a major contribution. A lot of people can't do that. A
Kinda
lot of
like
people.
the music you make.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But
Like,
he was,
it's
17 when he
Yeah,
passed away,
thank
if I'm not mistaken. He
Oh,
was
wow.
17.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's wild, bro. So just to know that he made that impact in such a short span of his life is an amazing thing and should be honored. You know, every few years, as a matter of fact, just to refresh people. Because kids, just like you said, it's amazing how kids have so much information accessible to them, but don't know much. So it's really about how you present it and how you give it to folks for them to want to learn and understand what this is about and hopefully get into it. But as I mentioned before, looking at your discography, man, like you put in a lot of work. Like I was like looking through and I was like, yo, this young lady was working like
yeah.
real hard, especially like in the early to mid 2000s. Like you were pretty much everywhere. Like, how's your journey in life affected your own style of music now? Like, what influence have you picked up along the way? Because the reason why I say this is because I wrote a certain way before I got into the music business, and then when I got into the music business, your perspective changes. Like things change. Your lifestyle changes, the people you meet, the caliber of people you meet change. How has that affected your style of songwriting? Because you're still doing it, you're still writing, you're still, creating music. So how does that affect how you approach the pen and paper today?
I feel like for me, when you say paper, I do still write down lyrics. And before I go in the studio, I write it down because that's how my brain starts to memorize it as I'm writing it. But for me, I'm a big time melody girl.
Right.
So I'll hear like a random melody if you play me a song or a beat, and I know exactly what I want to say, but I don't know how to articulate it sometimes. So when I work with these other writers that are in the room that are amazing, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take anything, mess up anything that you're doing, but let me add this to put my own, like, whatever I would say in my own way. But I like to have it a little bit started. And I was spoiled. I mean, Neo was writing my songs when I was on the label. I had like that type of pin, to go off of. And that's what's been really actually hard. Not hard, but difficult, because it's like they want those type of songs, but we don't live in that type of environment anymore and era. It's different. So it's like growing with me as, I'm now a woman. I was like a teen when I first came out. So I'm singing about different things. Yeah. And I'm experiencing life in different ways. So yeah, it's been definitely different for sure.
the biggest misconception.
Growth, yeah.
No, for real. Because the biggest misconception, even with me and my guys, was that like we were older than what we were. Yeah. Because we were 16, 17 years old singing these mature love songs.
Love songs, yes.
That we actually wrote.
Well, I got a question. I think this is what I've always kind of wondered, and I'm sure a lot of fans, you guys are both teenagers. You're 16, you're 15, 16. Is this like what you perceive to be love? Because obviously you don't know what love is at that age, right? You don't really know. You don't. I was married at 19 the first time around. I had zero clue what love was now that I'm in my mid-40s, right? It's so different. It's evolved.
For me, I would take those songs and I would relate them to like I have two older sisters and then my mom or whoever that may be around me that's a woman figure in my life. And I'm like, oh, I saw them go through that heartbreak. Right. I saw them get hurt by this.
So you pulled from people around you.
Yes.
It wasn't a personal reference.
It was after. Once you sing a song, sometimes that thing starts to manifest.
Life imitates art.
I'm like, oh my God, now I can relate.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that is true. But as being young and being artists and connected to music like we are, you just have this innate empathy where you can look at something or just see someone else experience it and you feel it so deep, it felt like you went through it. Or
And then you do go through it.
Yeah, right. Or you
You
can, as teenagers, you're also melodramatic. So there might be things that happened to you with a relationship that didn't go well, and it crushed your heart so bad that you're like, I'm dying. And you start writing this sad ass love song about things that never happened in the whole thing. But that's part of, I guess, being artists. We tend to melodramatize sometimes some instances and it becomes
we're also acting
great
out.
music.
You know,
we're acting
out, but with our own emotions and others' emotions. So it's like you have to feel a lot. I mean, when you're singing a love song, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You have to connect.
We have to connect.
Yeah, I remember listening in like grade school, and it was like a big radio hit. It was I forget the name of the record. Timmy T was the artist. I found it. Okay. It came out in 1990. You remember this one? Let me get to the hook.
Oh God.
Let me get to the hook. Let me get to the hook.
Right.
One more time, didn't know how much I loved you.
Yes, I do.
You remember that record?
Remake.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
And I remember it's a big radio, and you're like 9, and you're like in your feels about it. And you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? But I feel him on this.
Who hurt me?
Right. At 9.
My mom yelled at me today. I'm in my feelings.
Right. One more try.
Come on.
That's really where it connects. It's like when you have that type of song that has those types of emotions, it doesn't matter the age. Mm-hmm. You just connect to it. It's just one of those human things. That's why songs are so just important to our lives, because it does denote certain things that we felt at certain age groups, and it takes you back. And you relive those moments, and
you knew exactly where you were when you heard it. You know how you felt when you heard it.
Yeah,
it's great. I was singing "Freak Me" by Silk at like 9 as well. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's okay.
Let me lick you up and down. What are you talking about?
You didn't know, but you found out later, and it was like, oh, it's that. But it was all about the feels.
Yeah,
it was the feels.
Yeah, and that's what makes good music, man. It's about those feels. Now, you wrote songs. What I love about the songs you wrote years ago. You wrote to help young ladies get over breakups and bad relationships, or just relationship obstacles in general, right? Like, I mean, safe to say. Now, which songs helped you in your own trials and relationships? And tell us a story about a situation.
Wow, not a situation.
Yeah. Give us a song that connected to something that happened to you in your real life.
So I feel like doing too much. We made the song in Corpus Christi. Shout out to Corpus Christi. And I re-recorded it in Houston, Texas. But there was like one ad-lib that I hadn't added. And I was in a probably 6-year relationship at the time. Mm-hmm. Such a relationship girl, such a lover girl, So I'm like, I'm doing my thing. Exactly. I'm on tour, but I'm in love, right? I'm in love. Mm-hmm. I think I'm in love. I'm 16.
Right.
So doing too much, I did relate to it, because I was kind of like the girl that was a little more clingy girlfriend at the time. And so when we wrote that song, I'm like, okay, maybe I was doing too much, or he just wasn't doing enough,
Right.
So
right. But again, that's important. And one of those things about writing those types of songs, as Brian mentioned, is that you tend to grab what you went through or someone else, but in this case, something that you actually went through, and you pen it, and it has more emotion to it because you actually lived it. And the beautiful thing about it is that the connection goes out because other girls went through the same thing that you went through.
Mm-hmm. They're like, even if I didn't have a relationship at the time, I felt like I did.
Yes.
Like I was. Yes. And they say the same thing with Walk Away. They're like, I was crying over a boyfriend or a girlfriend I didn't even have.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Yes.
Well, then it touched you. The message is there.
Right.
So.
The magic of music. That's what it does. Like you create boyfriends out of thin air.
People will say like, I'm married and I still play this song from my man all the time. And he's like, what is going on?
Well, yeah, marriage is different because you are on and off again at the same time. But the person
I remember when I first got married, I was singing Ludacris, I Got Hoes.
Wow.
And my wife's like, you ever sing this song again, you will not have a wife. I said, Okay. What are you singing this so loud for?
Even if it's
Why
in
you
different
like
area
the song
codes?
so much?
Yeah, I'm just like, it's got a catchy
They're
hook.
different area codes, honey.
In different
Come
area
on. No, I'm
codes.
joking. Okay. Shout out to my
Yeah.
wife. Love you. All right. Now, what I respect about you, though, is your consistency with content, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you love, you stayed in a type of dynamic that, women now call their soft era. Like, looking at your videos and things of that nature, you still were very much, I'm not saying that you were docile in any way, but you still had a femininity about you that was still very soft and inviting to a woman or a man that would watch this video.
Mm-hmm.
Like Walk Away, like the whole premise of the video and all that, it's still very tender, it's very sweet. And listening to the lyrics and sentiment behind it is actually, it's polarizing these days, because you talking about, what's the lyrics? Scratching his scalp after he takes out his braids and
Yeah.
and rubbing his feet after he had a long day and even
Lover
in
girl
his case,
stuff, Lover girl.
and even like the part where the man showing up to your door with a bouquet, and like these things are a little strange these days. Like these sentiments, these actions from male to female is almost foreign.
You know what's crazy? I feel like in this time, everyone wants to do those things, but they're scared to do it of rejection. Or let me overthink, and then we're both overthinking, and then nothing's getting done.
Right.
There's no bouquet. There's no asking a girl out anymore. It's like, you want to vibe? I'm like,
Right.
you want to vibe?
So where do you think that's
I can
changed?
vibe by myself.
Yeah, like how do you think that, or where do you think that changed in culture? Because it was all about flowers and candy and making a woman feel good and making a man feel good and special and strong and all those other things. And it just kind of changed to fuck motherfuckers. Like you know what I mean? Fuck niggas and you know what I mean?
I'll tell you when it changed. It's so clear. It's when everybody felt like they had a lot of options, when social media came around, because you started to look at other people's grass far too often. Because I remember when we were growing up, we probably all dated somebody in our hometown, because that was our circle, right? Now you could be in LA dating somebody in New York who you would never meet. But now it's an option because social media. So with that same option comes, well, I'm mad at you today. I'm scrolling through social media. She looked kind of good. Let me see what she got going on. And that's why it takes so much discipline as men and women in relationships to go, that's not me. I have more of a moral compass than that. But that's when it changed.
So
Shawn.
are you saying that because it's easier to get in and out of a relationship,
1000%.
people don't put effort into relationships?
They would
if it doesn't-
rather
Yeah, go ahead,
walk
sir.
away,
Yeah.
no pun intended,
Right.
than to fix it or
Right.
to work on themselves. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because I find it, again, it's what it is, and I don't want to sound like the old man in the room.
You are.
But I guess I am. But
Embrace it,
We're
Shawn.
giving wisdom over here.
no,
okay?
it is somewhat disheartening
For sure.
to hear.
Ugh, yeah.
Again, and I like certain songs. Like I like some shit that's popping. Some of the records are dope.
Like the
But
turn-ups,
but the sentiment culturally between man and woman in relationships these days have kind of, it's strained. Like no one has empathy anymore. Like no one wants to, just like you said, work it out. They'd rather just leave or do something melodramatic or it's really, really like crazy. And it shows in the music.
Yeah.
Like it's really about self and self-gratification and self-fulfillment and self. I'm about me. And that's good in some cases. But when it comes to a relationship, love is as Chris Rock said, is a service industry. Yeah. And you have to want to serve as much as take. And we live in a culture now where it's so much about me, fuck you, me. And
Well, that's why people have, like, they've lost their way to connect because everything has come easy. It's like if you make easy money, you don't appreciate money.
yeah, sure.
If you're a drug dealer, you don't care about money because it comes easy to you.
That's true.
But if you work to start a business and you were at ground zero for 4 years, and then you get some money, you're like, nah, I'm buying that Rolls Royce. I'm going to go buy this other car, this Honda, whatever. You're more practical because you know that money was hard to make. Love is the same way. It's so easy to find love, what people perceive as love.
Well, it's a simulation. It's synthetic. It's not real love.
Right.
It's really what people conjure up as love.
Right. It's more like lustful nowadays.
Yeah, it's like living out one of our music videos for about 3 months, and then they move on to the next music video. That's how people literally live their lives and go through relationships. But I like the fact that even up to this present day, your sentiment, your persona is still very womanly, very soft, very much a woman, a strong one, but a woman that understands that she is one.
So there was a song that I released. It was like a little bit after the pandemic called If I Were You. And at first it was Need a Boy, like I need a boy.
Right.
And I played it for my family, and I played it for, I think it was my niece. And she's like, well, why do you need a boy? What is the boy going to do in your life? I'm like, okay, girl, clock it. She clocked it. And I said, you know what? You're right. I could rewrite it some other way. So we went back in and kind of like sat with it. And I was like, what could be more empowering for women or anybody that's in a relationship? I was like, need a boy. It was like, if I were you, boy, I'd love me for life. I would do these things, you know, instead of I need, like, if I were you, you should do this. Like, it's a little more demanding, but still has like the message that you want.
Right. So. Right. Beautiful, because again, cultures change and generations change, but love stays the same. And sometimes you have to kind of just remix the message where it's still the same. The sentiment is still there, but instead of saying it how they said in the 90s, you got to say it in 2025. And I get that.
How can we bring back the 90s? Because I think everybody wants to go back. Sports was the best. Music was the best. Life was the best. People actually had real friendships that went outside and communicated and got in nature.
I think a lot of it does
COVID was kind of like that for a minute, right? Like everybody was like forced to like get back.
COVID was awesome to some degree, but you know, because of that, like because it made people go back into what mattered.
Yeah.
And everybody was just so busy being busy.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I liked about it. I mean, I don't like that the world was closed like that, but I liked that people had to sit with themselves or sit with their loved ones, and they weren't so like, it's such a rat race. And I see people do this all the time. People my age too. I'm like, what are you doing so much in the day for? I get you want to get everything done, but it's like you're exhausting yourself. You're not even efficiently doing it because you're just doing all of it.
Yes. Yes.
Like, let's focus on one thing or maybe the 2 things in a day.
Yeah.
And it's okay to like breathe. Like, let's just take a moment to breathe, because people drive me crazy. I watch them. I'm like, oh, like, what are you doing?
It's insane.
Just because you're doing a lot does not mean you're doing anything.
Yeah, you're not doing anything at all. You can run on a treadmill for 30 minutes. And, you know, you still stay the same place.
Denzel said, "Don't confuse movement with progress."
That's right. That's what he said. Yeah. Now, what do you I'd
rather have a little motion. You know, the motion takes a little time.
Exactly. Since we're on this topic, what do you miss about the 90s, 2000s? Like, what are those moments that you wish would come back, even if it's just for a day? Like, what do you miss about that?
I mean, the music, like you said, the music was so good. It just made you feel something. And for me, like, you know, you're a singer too, so you know, like the harmonies. And the bridges. Those, oh my gosh.
We just talked about that. I said, bring bridges back. Bring bridges.
We need 2 bridges now, because you've been deprived. I want a bridge in the front and I want a bridge in the back.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I'm such a like lover of those type of like things. And Mariah Carey is another one of my influences. Christina Aguilera. I'm like, these women, the way they sing and they can stack their vocals, and powerful. It's just so big. Yeah. So, but the 90s, I miss it so much.
Yeah. There was a time, again, it's such a sensitive topic, because people tend to want to pigeonhole you and say, oh, those were the old days, old man. But you can't deny the fact that there was a certain level of quality within those records because of how they were made and who created them. I mean, think of the producers that were there: Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Babyface, Dallas Austin, Teddy Riley, These are men.
Even people like Timbaland with
Timbaland.
doing what he did with
Timbaland
Aaliyah
was
and,
fucking
Oh my
awesome.
gosh,
So
yes.
it's like, all of these, and shoot, even the rap producers.
DJ Quick.
Yeah, DJ Quick and RZA
Right,
and all those guys. Like there was such a analog, soulful feel.
You said it, analog.
to their production. That's why it feels so warm and nice today, because of not just what they made, but how they made it. And everything today is so digitized and compressed and squished.
Let me ask you guys a question. You both can answer this. Is there any artist today making timeless records? Because like you have to kind of step away from it, right? Because when you think timeless, you think pretty much your entire catalog. You've got a couple tracks in there. We look at Marvin Gaye, Luther. We're still singing their songs 40, 50, 60 years later, right? Are we going to see timeless records anymore? Is there music being produced in a way where it
I'll
will be
let her
timeless?
answer that first, and then I'll chime in. I'll chime in.
I think people are starving for the real music right now. And I do see some artists like Coco Jones. I would take her for an example. She has an amazing voice and she sings songs that are very like feminine and lover vibes. So
I don't want to cut you off, but I think when I say timeless, it's a record that hits the masses.
no, I
Right?
know
When
what
you're
you
bringing
mean.
up an artist who's got like a cult kind of niche following, Boys to Men wasn't a niche group. You weren't a niche artist. And I know radio's different now, right? Radio's not what it used to be. My background, I came up in radio. You obviously were being played at the stations I worked at, but I'm talking about where you're getting, Chris Brown's who hit the masses.
Yeah, well, it's gotta, like, we went back to the quality of the records and who wrote the records and who making that. Like, it can't just be some little kid. Like, it needs to be somebody who's lived life, who has wisdom, who can write, who knows how to write a song. That's the difference. Like, I was spoiled. I was blessed to have writers like I had with my album. There was no way I could do an album in 2 weeks, however many weeks that I did it the first time.
Right.
With new people. You know what I mean? I need the
Yeah, no, it's
Shawn?
true.
quality. Yeah. I mean, Shawn, if you're
No,
ready,
I-
I'm
like,
ready.
You're probably the most
That's a good
qualified here to speak
no,
on it.
I would say
need a few timeless.
No, I would say the biggest reason why it's going to be harder to create timeless songs and timeless artists, at least in mass, as much as it was back in the day. Like you can have a list a mile long back in the day of artists who contributed great music. The list is probably a napkin long now, and a lot of it is because of how we consume it. And this is no slight. Again, I have to say these disclaimers because I don't want anybody to like get pissed off. But I'm just trying to state facts. But the music industry is not run by music people anymore. So they don't really understand the value of having artists and music that creates a timeless path. They don't care because what their goal is making money from ad revenue, algorithms, and subscribers. It's about money opposed to
All microwaved.
yeah. It's not
like
about
how it looks to
it's
people.
about how it looks. It's about how it sounds that makes a certain type of algorithm that everybody can jump onto and that people can consume shit out and then move on to the next thing.
Is there a way there could be a reset somehow? Or it's just it's too far gone?
The only way, and I'm being melodramatic.
Please
but-
give us options.
No,
We need options for
the
this.
truth is
Yeah.
the only way is the people that run the DSPs and all those streaming services have to give the keys to musicians. I'm not saying you have to get rid of the system, but in order for them to, and this is the crazy part, it would benefit them if they did that because they don't have to work as hard. You have music people who actually knows how to create the sounds that they know people will appreciate, and you get more from the services. But these people who are running these companies, most of them never wrote a song, never been in a studio,
There's no
never touched a
connection to it.
microphone,
Yeah.
have no connection. That's just like me buying into the rubber band business or something like that. I know nothing about rubber bands outside of the fact that they stretch. That's it.
You could learn it though. It seems pretty simple.
What about the yo-yo business?
Or the yo-yo business. Or how about this? Somebody throwing me a chart and say, hey man, you're going to be the head coach for the Raiders.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you could do it though.
I don't know.
Everything's going to be a go route. Just line up.
Yeah, just throw the ball.
All out every time. Your receivers hate you.
Right. So that's the problem with music.
No, yeah.
It's not the artists, because there are a lot of artists that are amazing that are not getting the fair shake that they should get because of the people that run the companies.
And I think it's very oversaturated.
Extremely.
So
with the same shit.
With the same, yes, exactly.
Yes.
So, I got a question for both of you guys. You guys come from different eras, but similar processes. So when you guys are writing music, where's your comfort zone? You guys, is it more, we'll book a studio for a couple weeks, do a writer's camp, hear a bunch of producers come in, play a bunch of music, kind of figure out where you're going in life? Like, what does that process look like for you guys? Maybe Paula, ladies first.
Yeah.
For me, I've never been to a writer's camp. I think that would be amazing. My process is I hear a beat, or even, it doesn't need to even be a beat. We could be making the song as we're writing it, but it gives me a feeling of what I want to say, like the emotion, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like it could sound moody. So I'm like, okay, it's going to be a moody type of thing. Or it sounds very like the crunk, the turn up. Like, I'm like, okay, this is going to be like this should be a club record, those are hard for me to make because again,
you're a lover.
I'm a lover girl. I'm a classic girl.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah, I know that I tend to gravitate to the slower mid-tempo songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Down
I mean, it's the same. Like it's really what the sounds inspire. Mm-hmm. Like whatever emotion it evokes, that's what you go with. Even if it's something that you've never experienced before, if the music gives you some sort of weird lyric, just say it. I think in the process of writing music, there are no wrong things. You just kind of go with it. Mm-hmm. And then in the midst of all of the mumbo jumbo that's being spewed out, you tend to try to create some sort of, it takes shape. Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of music, the alchemy of it.
I love that. It takes shape. See, well said.
Yeah. No, it does. Like, you start with nothing and then you end up with something beautiful. And that's
because there can be a formula that people stick with and they do it every time. But I feel like when you get in the studio and you try something new, or you start with the verses or wherever it may be, or go right into the hook, like everything it's not ever the same, which is, I think that's what's fun about music. Like you don't know what you're going to get.
I have a bad habit of writing songs backwards, meaning I'll have the end before I have the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like, and that goes down from not just the end of a song, but the end of a verse. Mm-hmm. Like, I know what I want to say here. Now I need to make everything from the beginning to get to that point.
So you kind of reverse engineer.
Yeah.
And I know people that write, like they leave the middle open so you can write
like the second verse, it won't be a second verse.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a different way of doing it.
Yeah. I've tried what I guess Jay-Z nicknamed Rain Manning, where you stand in front of a microphone with no lyrics and you just mumble shit.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And it's amazing because it literally starts to formulate.
Is that you just trying to find the melodies?
Yes. You'll sing a melody that you like. Mm-hmm.
And you pick the one that you actually like. Because you're like, oh, that's an upgrade.
Right. You pick one that you like, you mess around with it. Words, you start saying gibberish and they start forming into words.
Yes.
And then the words turn into verses. And the next thing you know, like you got a record.
Yep.
Like that's fun.
Can anybody write a song? Like,
no.
could I write a song?
You could. I mean, would it take shape? We don't know.
Yeah, I think I think there are certain fundamentals that you have to understand in order to make an actual song, or else it's just word soup. A lot of people tend to just kind of like write stuff down.
So that'd be great in today's era, is what you're saying. Platinum.
There's some word soup out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of word soup
Platinum
out there.
B.
Yeah. Right.
Like all that.
Yeah.
So with all this singer-songwriter stuff, I think this is a good moment to talk about a segment that we've kind of done before, but we didn't have a name to it. So we have a name for it now. You guys are going to hear this every week, every episode, called Shawn's Songs.
Oh, Lord.
And everybody who comes on the
segment already.
whoever comes on the episode, whether you're a singer or not,
Okay.
you're going to have to go to a campfire with Shawn.
Oh, God.
And
A campfire,
if we can
okay.
get you to
Campfire?
bring over his guitar.
We can't
Nice.
set a fire in here. We'll start the alarms.
No fire here, but we'll let you guys pick the song.
Okay, now
And it could be a Boyz II Men song, it could be a Paula DeAnda song, it could just be any song.
now this is
It's whatever you guys want to do.
No, you pick a song.
No, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is all off the cuff. This is my first time even meeting Paula, and it's been a pleasure so far.
Same.
And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I have my guitar in my hand, and I don't know what I'm playing. I don't know if I'll be able to play it. I'm literally just improvising here.
Good thing you're a profesh, you know?
Yeah.
Good thing. Oh, I love guitars so much, guys.
I play this all the time. We don't even talk anymore. We don't even know what we are about. Hey. Don't even say I love you no more. 'Cause saying how we feel is no longer allowed. Some people work things out, and some just don't know how to change. Let's don't wait till the water runs dry. We might watch our whole life pass us by. Let's don't wait till the water runs dry. We'll make the biggest mistake of our lives. Don't do it, baby.
To that with my little earpiece yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
There you go.
That was actually really. People don't understand. That was off. No rehearsal. No nothing.
And she fell right in with the.
She threw in some.
Give me some.
She threw.
You guys say, and some people don't know how to try.
No, some people don't know how to change.
Some people
learn things out, and some just don't know how to change.
Some people work things out, and some just don't know how to change.
Come on.
So the water runs dry. You might have spent my life pass us by. Let's not wait till the water runs dry. You'll make the biggest mistake of my lives. Don't do it, baby. No. Don't do it, baby. Don't do it, baby. So, and also, sorry.
Very nice. Very
we just
nice.
can't, that's our groove.
I have my new favorite segment. I'll tell you that. 'Cause that shit was beautiful.
So also, I was watching the video, and I'm very observant, right? I'm a Scorpio. I'm very observant.
Okay.
And I'm watching, and I'm seeing where you're coming in on your parts and what you're doing. And there was certain ad libs too. I was like, yes, get it,
Because you were nailing
Shawn.
all the ad libs right
Get
there.
it, yeah.
I picked up on that. You were doing your thing, and I see her timing, looking for your ad libs. I'm like,
No,
I knew exactly what she was
right
doing.
And that's
amazing.
That's the sign of a true professional. Somebody that just hears it, knows where to go, knows what to do, and then just does it. And
Yes.
that's awesome.
It was a great balance because it was like she understood.
Absolutely.
She understood the homework.
Absolutely.
Right.
We were
100%.
we were talking telepathically, but
That's
like
right.
out loud with our voices.
That's right. That's
don't know.
right. That's what musicians do.
Well,
Yeah,
Shawn,
I
this is my
love
new
it.
favorite
Aw.
segment.
Yeah, I like that too.
This was cool. You want to grab the unless you're gonna keep playing. I mean, shit, we can listen to you
got
guys sing
another
all
one?
day.
If you got another one, I'm ready.
You want to do one more, Shawn?
do
Or you
it.
got one more in you? Okay.
On my TikTok, I do a segment where we listen to nothing but R&B, and we definitely play Boyz II Men.
And this is your moment where you can do the acapella.
Acapella.
That's what you're calling it, right?
Yeah.
Acapella.
Yeah.
Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candlelight. Tonight is just your night. We're gonna celebrate all through the night. On a wine, light the fire. Girl, your wish is my command. I submit to your demands. I will do anything. Girl, you need only ask. I'll make love to you, but you want me to. And I'll hold you tight, baby, all through the night. I'll make love to you when you want me to. And I will not let go till you tell me to.
Oh, that little.
I was not planning to sing.
But the inflection
Shawn is
of
feeling
it.
better.
Yeah.
I love
Shawn is feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better.
Shawn is
I
feeling
actually
better.
had like laryngitis last week.
Oh, well,
was
that's
like-
the best way to do is just,
Yeah,
get
you
back
gotta,
on the
you gotta
bike.
keep churning. Carl, thank you.
What
Yeah.
a fun segment. It's like that's what a great moment. You have, J Hud does something real cool with like the little tunnel runway thing on her show, which is so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
And
then
I
they're
just
singing the
it's such
name.
good energy.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
artist has such a good time. And
Yeah.
I think my favorite one with the Damon Wayans Sr. and Jr. doing it.
Uh-huh.
Damon Wayans is still fucking cool as hell to me. He's so
he's
cool.
the shit.
He's so
The Wayans families are awesome.
But-
But it's awesome to be able to sit next to someone who is obviously shown and proved that this is the reason why she has the career that she has. She's a super talent. She has a beautiful voice. She's musical. You can tell this isn't something that she's just doing for fun or just to be famous. And it does help that she came from that era where you really did have to have a level of talent and understanding of music to be in the rooms of the Clives and the Neos and Christina Milians and all those other people. So if anything, guys, this shows this woman's talent and her ability to sing, to perform. And this is what true talent is, to be able to fall in line no matter where you are, to be able to fall into something even if you didn't rehearse it. We didn't rehearse any of this. This is something that we just kind of fell into, and it sounded beautiful. I enjoyed this.
Me too.
I
We gotta do
respect
it
you.
more.
I really.
I'm coming back for another Shawn song.
Always come back. You have full carte blanche to come back anytime you want. Thank you so much. This has been
thank
a
you.
beautiful segment.
Thank you, guys.
And again, real recognizes real. I love this, and you're welcome back anytime.
Before we let you
Thank
go,
you.
though, we got to get your top 5 vocalist of all time. Because you're a vocalist, right?
Yeah, sure.
Let's get your top 5 vocalists of all time.
Sure.
That's always such a hard question. People ask me
We're not
that
going to let you off
all
the hook
the
this easy with all this
time.
cute singing and stuff. We got to put you to the test.
Right. Got to put it to work.
You put it to work.
Okay. I will always love you.
Whitney.
That's a good one.
She's up there.
She's pretty good.
And
Whitney's pretty good.
she's pretty good.
She had a future.
So you're gonna sing your top 5.
No. I'm singing that one because
Sing your top. I thought that was dope. Sing your top
because she's
5.
the reason I sing the anthem the way I sing the anthem.
Oh, yeah.
I studied hers.
You
The
watched her
greatest
Super Bowl.
anthem ever.
Yeah, she's amazing. Oh.
Yeah.
So Whitney. Oh, Mariah, of course.
Yeah, Mariah. Of course.
What's the Mariah one I can sing?
You could do the one they did with her, One Sweet Day.
Oh my,
Oh yeah.
my heartstrings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Living without your smile.
Come on.
Knowing none of you hear It keeps me alive, alive. And I know you're shining down on me from heaven.
Like
So many friends we've lost along the way.
All right, let her get it. Give her voice a break. Give her voice a break. Give her voice.
So
She's
that's
young, Shawn. She got a young voice.
She
We can let her go.
But she
We can
got
let her
3
go.
more people. You don't want to run her voice out.
Mariah.
Cool. Yeah,
I mean,
Mariah.
she was going. I was going to stop her.
Whitney, Mariah,
Whitney, Mariah.
Christina. I said that earlier though.
Mm-hmm.
Christina,
Christina,
to me, oh my God, I love her raspiness.
No, Christina's crazy.
I always felt like Christina never got the credit as a vocalist. Amongst the industry, I
She's
think she did, but I
amazing.
think amongst fans.
No, that's yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying with that?
I know what you're saying
I
with
think
that,
they
'cause I
grouped
have
her
to
in with
tell
like
people.
Britney Spears a lot. She was real poppy, same era. But Christina could freaking sing.
Real singers know.
I turn to you.
That's what I'm saying. The industry knew,
If
but I
you
don't think
guys
she ever
have
got her
never heard her
flowers.
sing I Turn to You, just go watch her sing I Turn to You.
No, it's sick. Like
Yeah.
she's always been like a powerhouse. And
That's 3.
yeah, that's 3.
Okay.
All right, 2
2
more.
more. 'Cause I'm dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. I'll be holding you tight.
Come on.
And there's nowhere in the world I'd rather be.
That's crazy. That's such a
Than
dope.
here in my room, dreaming about you and me.
Yeah. That was a
I don't think
flight.
we've ever done this many round of applauses, have we, Mateo?
That was a flight. That was a flight.
All right,
Selena.
you're fifth
Last
and
one.
final.
Last one.
A sanger.
A sanger.
Looking for the sangers. Jasmine Sullivan.
What?
Oh, okay. That's a great
Shout
one.
out to Philly.
Yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
Philly in the
Oh,
house.
she's Philly girl?
Wherever
Okay.
she from,
She a Philly
she's
girl.
from God. Because
Yeah, right. No,
I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears,
Yeah.
but I'm scared of loving you.
Crazy. Listen, Jasmine is an alien. like there are some people that are aliens. Like Jasmine's an alien. Brandy is an alien.
Brandy too.
Yeah, Brandy's an alien. Like there are
Love
some people that are not from this earth. Their minds on how they put vocals and harmonies and arrangements together is ridiculous. So Jasmine, shout out to you. Love you, girl.
We love
You are
her.
amazing. And Paula, you are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so very, very, very much. This has been an awesome
cool.
segment. It's been very cool. And I personally got a lot out of this because being able to connect and converse with fellow musicians is always a treat. But to have it on record is even better because people get a
course.
chance to actually sit and listen and in on how we talk and our vernacular and what we get into and why. So, and this is the beautiful thing of this beautiful podcast that we like to call On That Note.
On that note, yes. Do you know the song When You Touch Me, Brandy?
Of course I do.
Oh my gosh. So that's been stuck. Yes.
And then you touch me. Yeah, of course. Of course. She kills that. Kills that. It
Yeah.
kills that.
One of the
It's-
songs that I play at night.
She's an alien. She's an alien.
That era is
Amazing.
just, I mean, you can even go back to just them, like Monica, Brandy,
Monica too.
Aaliyah.
Yes.
I mean, Monica's incredible.
Yeah.
So good.
There's a whole crew of women that we could sit here for another segment, which is why she has to come back and we have to talk more about your favorite vocalist. We can go through songs, we can go as to why you like those songs and all
Okay.
that. We can just make it a whole other thing.
Perfect.
So again, Paula, PD in the building. Thank you so very much.
Thank you guys. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey y'all, and that was On That Note. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, here's a couple more videos for you to check out. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.